The Bermuda Triangle, often called the Devil's Triangle, is this infamous area of water in the North Atlantic. You can draw it out on a map, forming a triangle between Miami, San Juan, and Bermuda. This place has become legendary for the mysterious disappearances of ships, planes, and people. Over the past 2 centuries, the intrigue has only grown with each incident. So what is this all about? I think this needs a deep dive. Are you ready? Let's get right into it. Hey, I'm excited to dive into the story because it gets really juicy. Our journey starts way back in 1492 with Christopher Columbus. Yep, the same Columbus who discovered America. As Columbus sailed through this area, he noted some really strange occurrences in his detailed journal. On September 13, 1492, he wrote about his compass behaving oddly. At night, the needle turned a half point northwest, and by morning it had turned even more northwest. If this wasn't creepy enough, he also described seeing a strange light moving up and down in the distance, like a wax candle. Imagine being out in the open sea in the 15th century and seeing something like that. It's no wonder this place has a reputation for weirdness. Moving forward a few centuries to 1606, there's the case of a large English ship that wrecked near Bermuda after encountering a massive hurricane. This event wasn't exactly mysterious, just a tragic case of bad weather. However, it left a lasting impression on people. This shipwreck is even believed to have inspired Shakespeare's play, The Tempest, where Bermuda is referred as being vexed or cursed. Imagine the cultural impact of a single shipwreck, weaving its way into the most famous plays in history. Then we have this eerie tale from 1881. A ship sailing from Liverpool to New York City reported encountering a ghost ship with no one on board. The reports vary, but the general story is that some of the crew from the Liverpool ship decided to board the ghost ship. A massive storm hit, separating the 2 ships. When they reconnected the next day, there was no trace of the crew that had boarded the ghost ship. Spooky, right? If it's true, then it's one of the stories that sends a chill down your spine. But the 20th century is when things really start to heat up. In 1918, the USS Cyclops, one of the largest ships in the US Navy, disappeared without a trace while traveling from Brazil to Maryland. This ship was carrying 300 men and a load of manganese ore. Despite having a capability to send disaster signals, the Cyclops never sent any SOS. No wreckage was ever found, leading to wild speculation. One article from the Times said, usually a wooden bucket or a cork life preserver identified as belonging to a lost ship is picked up after a wreck, but not so with the Cyclops. She just disappeared, as though some gigantic monster of the sea had grabbed her men and all and sent her into the depths of the ocean. The Navy even called it one of the most baffling mysteries in the annals of the Navy. Can you imagine the fear and confusion this must have caused? In 1941, the USS Proteus, carrying 58 passengers and a cargo of metal, suddenly vanished within the Bermuda Triangle. Just a month later, another Navy ship disappeared with 61 people on board. These incidents are enough to make anyone start to wonder if there is really something strange going on in this part of the ocean. Then came 1945, the year when unsuspicious about the Bermuda Triangle really started to take off. A group of World War II airplanes, known as Flight 19, were conducting a 3-hour training exercise over the area. These planes were supposed to fly a triangular route over the Grand Bahama Island and then return to their base in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. However, they never returned. The flight leader reported that his compass was malfunctioning and they were lost. Despite extensive searches, no traces of the planes or their crews was ever found. The disappearance didn't stop there. In 1948, a long-haul flight with 25 passengers and 6 crew members vanished without a trace in the Triangle. A year later, another plane of the same model disappeared under similar circumstances. Over the years, more than 70 mysterious disappearances have been recorded in this small patch of ocean. It's enough to make you think twice about flying or sailing through there. The term Bermuda Triangle was coined in 1964 by writer Vincent Gaddish. In an article, Gaddish highlighted the unnaturally high number of disappearances in this relatively small area, suggesting that these incidents were far beyond the laws of chance. This idea captured the public imagination, sparking countless books, documentaries, and articles. 10 years later, a book titled The Bermuda Triangle by Charles Perlitz was published, diving deep into the mysteries of the triangle. Perlitz proposed that something much bigger was at play, suggesting that the Bermuda Triangle was a gateway to a dimension or affected by remnants of an ancient civilization. He talked about magnets, crystal, and even wormholes. The book sold over 14 million copies and was translated into 22 languages. Despite being riddled with errors, this shows just how much people love a good mystery. Or was it really filled with chilling facts? But hold on, let's bump up the brakes a bit. Despite all these sensational stories, there are some serious scientific hypotheses about these happening in Bermuda Triangle. These range from geomagnetic disturbances affecting navigational instruments, remember Columbus, to methane gas blowouts from the ocean floor, causing massive underwater explosions. These explosions could create a great crater that might swallow ships. Hurricanes and rogue waves are also plausible. Explanation given the triangle's location in the storm-prone Caribbean. Yet, even as these scientific explanations sound plausible, the real story might be simpler and less sensational. A comprehensive data analysis over 20 years reveals that the Bermuda Triangle isn't even in the top 10 most dangerous ocean regions. In fact, only 0.02% of vessels passing through the triangle in 2021 had accidents, compared to a global average of 1.8%. That's a significantly lower rate. So what does this all mean? While the Bermuda Triangle continues to captivate our imagination with tales of mysterious disappearances, the evidence suggests it's no more dangerous than any other part of the ocean. This highlights the power of storytelling and our fascination with the unknown. People love a good mystery, and the Bermuda Triangle delivers that in spades. But here's the thing. The allure of the Bermuda Triangle is a perfect example of how storytelling can overshadow the truth. The human brain is wired to find patterns and make sense of the world through stories. This is why we get intoxicated by tales of ghost ships, mysterious disappearances, and ancient civilization. It's thrilling, it's eerie, and it's engaging. However, it's crucial to balance these stories with facts and evidence. Let's take a step back and look at this critically. What we need is regular scientific inquiry and evidence-based research. We have an amazing tool for understanding reality: data. By collecting and analyzing vast amount of data, we can see patterns and trends that our brains might miss or misinterpret. For example, Lloyd's List, a shipping publication, spent months aggregating data on marine casualties. They found that globally 1.8% of vessels experience some form of casualty. In the Bermuda Triangle, out of 8,634 boats that passed through in 2021, only 2 experienced accidents. That's 0.02%. This kind of data-driven approach helps us see the truth more clearly from the distortion of sensational stories. So while the Bermuda Triangle makes for great storytelling, the reality is far less mysterious. It's a reminder of the importance of critical thinking and the power of data. By focusing on evidence and scientific explanation, we can demystify the Bermuda Triangle and see it for what it really is, a fascinating but ultimately an ordinary part of our world. Let's appreciate the stories and the mysteries for their entertainment value, but also commit to seeking the truth. The Bermuda Triangle is a testament to the power of storytelling and our collective imagination. It's a cultural phenomenon that continues to captivate us, but it's also a reminder that not everything that glitters is gold. Thank you for being part of this journey. Let's keep exploring, questioning, and seeking out the truth together. Whether it's the Bermuda Triangle or any other mystery, let's balance our love for stories with a commitment to understanding the world as it truly is. Let's try and see it from multiple perspectives. Find the truth behind it, or at least what started the mystery. That's all I could find about the Bermuda Triangle. Tell me what do you think about it in the comments section below. If you have found this video entertaining, please leave a thumbs up. This is Jeff, and this has been another episode of Mysteries Unraveled. See you in the next one.